this advantage.
Greetings and salutations, fellow pilots. In this video, I will be featuring the Russian Tier 7 multi-role fighter, the Yakovlev Yak-9U. A very powerful, effective aircraft. The Yak-9U features a 45mm cannon that packs a real wallop. It does 142 damage per second with a rate of fire of 30 rounds per minute and an effective firing range of 1,050 meters. You did not hear wrong, 1,050 meters. So you can definitely begin shooting at your enemy prior to them even being able to think about shooting you in most cases. The Yak-9U also has two 20mm cannons that do 95 damage per second each, with a rate of fire of 420 rounds per minute and an effective firing range of 700 meters. The Yak-9U is characterized as having good airspeed and boost, and good maneuverability in horizontal turns. To further improve upon this aircraft's good maneuverability, I have equipped Control Surface Adjustment 3, which increases maneuverability in turns by 3%. I have also equipped Lightweight Airframe 3, which increases this aircraft's maneuverability in all axes by 3%. As I mentioned, the aircraft has good airspeed and we want to be able to maintain that in turns and in climbs. So I have equipped Engine Tuning 3, which increases the engine power of the Yak-9U by 5%. To achieve good symmetry between our upgrades and our pilot skills, I have selected for our pilot Engine Guru 1, which increases engine thrust by 3%. Also, I have equipped Aerodynamics Expert, which improves the effects of our Control Surface Adjustment, our Lightweight Airframe 3, and our Engine Tuning. So all three of our upgrades are improved by Aerodynamics Expert. To further improve the aircraft's maneuverability, I have also equipped Aerobatics Expert, which increases maneuverability in all axes by 2%. As the mainstay of our weaponry is the 45mm cannon, and it can sometimes be difficult to hit targets with that cannon, I have equipped Marksman 1, which reduces dispersion of forward-firing weapons by 5% and significantly increases the chance of hitting a target. In terms of ammunition, our 45mm cannon, using universal ammunition, has a high chance of critical damage and a medium to low chance of fire. Our lesser cannon has an equal chance of fire and critical damage. In terms of consumables, this aircraft is indicated as often catching fire, so I have equipped automatic fire extinguisher. Our engine and maneuverability is the lifeblood of this plane, so I have equipped automatic engine restarter in case we get an engine knocked out. Also, of course, our maneuverability is no good if our tail or wings have been severely damaged. And so I have equipped Control Surface Auto Trim, which automatically restores controllability of wings and tail. All three of those consumables are gold consumables and have 60-second cooldowns and activate automatically. The non-gold versions of those consumables have 90-second cooldowns and activate manually. In terms of the aircraft specifications, the Yak-9U is very much a low altitude performer. Its optimum altitude is 1200 meters. Stall speed is 140 kilometers per hour, optimum airspeed 315 kilometers per hour. The average time for the Yak-9U to turn 360 degrees is 10 seconds. That's certainly not going to beat out a Japanese fighter that comes in at around 8 seconds. But still, 10 seconds is not too bad for a multi-role aircraft. Top speed at best altitude is 665 kilometers per hour. Maximum dive speed 720 kilometers per hour. It's a pretty fast aircraft, especially with our upgrades. And we can certainly safely exceed 1200 meters in altitude with the engine-related upgrades that we have equipped. In terms of paint schemes, you are currently looking at Marine, which just happens to be my favorite. This is Desert, which I also like. Winter. And finally, Summer. But we'll set it on Marine since I like that the most. Alright, so what we will do now is head over to World of Warplanes website, use their Compare Aircraft tool to compare the Yak-9U to its other Tier 7 multi-role fighter peers. So let's do that now. Alright, we are here on World of Warplanes website using their Compare Aircraft tool. I've selected the various different Tier 7 multi-role fighters, and I have gone into each one of them and fully customized them so that we are looking at each aircraft in their best light. So first up, we have the Mitsubishi J4M Senden and the Republic P-47N Thunderbolt. In terms of gun armaments, the Yak-9U is said to outclass both the J4M and the P-47N Thunderbolt. Now it's pretty clear why it outclasses the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt only has machine guns. However, the J4M does have cannons, and its weaponry, its armaments, collectively do a total of 420 damage per second. In comparison, the cannon, and machine guns of the Yak-9U do a total collective damage of 332 damage per second. So you may ask, well, if the J4M does 420 damage per second, but the Yak-9U only does 332 damage per second, why is the Yak-9U said to be superior to the J4M? And here's what it comes down to. I think that the powerful single cannon of the Yak-9U does tremendous single shot damage. Also, the big factor is that the large cannon of the Yak-9U has an effective firing range of 1,049 meters, which is just huge. The J4M's cannons have a much lower effective firing range. So I think those two factors make the difference there. In terms of bombs and rockets, the Yak-9U has no bombs, has no rockets. Therefore, almost all of these aircraft we're going to be comparing to outclass the Yak-9U in terms of bombs and rockets. Of course, it does have that single shot powerful cannon, which can take out, quite a few ground targets. In terms of hit points, both the J4M and the P47N have higher hit points than the Yak-9U. Top speed at best altitude, both the J4M and the P47N outclass the Yak-9U by a fairly significant margin. Average time to turn 360 degrees. The Yak-9U is faster on the turn than either the J4N or the P47N Thunderbolt. Beats out the J4M by 1.5 seconds and beats out the P47N by 2.5 seconds. In terms of rate of roll, the Yak-9U has a higher rate of roll than the J4M, whereas the P47N has a higher rate of roll than the Yak-9U. Optimum airspeed, Yak-9U outclassed by both the J4M and the P47N. However, both the J4M and the P47N will stall prior to the Yak-9U stalling. Optimum altitude, both the J4M and the P47N have a 400-meter advantage in terms of altitude as compared to the Yak-9U. Rate of climb, the J4M outclimbs the Yak-9U, whereas the Yak-9U outclimbs the P47N. But really, folks, among these three aircraft here, I would say for me the key factor is that huge cannon on the Yak-9U. It just does such a tremendous amount of damage when it makes contact. Alright, so moving on, next up we have the Chanzwald F4U4 Corsair and the Focke-Wulf FW190D. The F4U4 is said to have equivalent gun armaments as compared to the Yak-9U, whereas the FW190D is said to have slightly superior gun armaments as compared to the Yak-9U. Now again, the cannon and the machine guns of the Yak-9U do a collective damage per second of 332. In comparison, the armaments of the FW190D collectively do a total of 508 damage per second. So clearly the damage per second much higher with the armaments of the FW190D. Of course, the Yak-9U still has that single big hit, and you're going to see in our combat video that it really packs a wallop. Alright, in terms of bombs and rockets, again, Yak-9U has none, so both the Corsair and the FW190D significantly outclass the Yak-9U in that category. Hit points, again, the Yak-9U is outclassed by both aircraft. Not by huge margins, but some. Top speed at best altitude, the Yak-9U is the slowest of the three aircraft. Again, not by huge margins. Maneuverability. Yak-9U will outmaneuver both the Corsair and the FW190D by, looks like 0.6 seconds as compared to the Corsair and 2.5 seconds as compared to the FW190D. Rate of roll. Both the Corsair and the FW190D outroll the Yak-9U. Optimum airspeed, again, Yak-9U slowest. Stall speed, however, again, the Yak-9U will stall later than the Corsair or the FW-190D. The Corsair has a 100-meter altitude advantage over the Yak-9U. The FW-190D has a 400-meter advantage over the Yak-9U. Rate of climb, the Yak-9U outclimbs both the Corsair and the FW-190D. Man, if only the Yak-9U had greater altitude performance, it would be fantastic. But you can't have everything, of course. All right, folks, so I hope that helps put the Yak-9U in context with its other Tier 7 peers. All right, so having reviewed my build for this aircraft and the aircraft specifications, as well as compared it to its other Tier 7 multi-role peers, let's head into a battle now and see how it actually performs. Okay, so we'll be unleashing the power of the Yak-9U's cannons over the Asian border. Surprise effect. Theater of operation.
Attention! You are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
We will head to the forward airstrip first and then on to the command center.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
We have a 10-second boost. And it doesn't take many hits of the cannons to destroy enemy aircraft.
We've taken over the forward airfield. Nice work.
So right there, 3 defense aircraft destroyed just like that. Those cannons are amazing. They do overheat though. So you do have to be cognizant of that. So, let's see what we have here. Turn around here.
enemy has gathered forces
I
to
mean,
attack
the
command
damage
center.
of that
Be
cannon.
cautious.
Oh, when it hits, it's a beautiful thing. And our pilot is injured now.
We've captured the command center. Trying to contact the front headquarters.
Alright. So we'll head here to center again. Looks like we have one ground attack aircraft over there at the stronghold. Wonder if we can destroy it before it gets taken. Is it still here, or did it get destroyed? Oh, there it is. Don't think I can take this stronghold. I think all I can do is just prevent it from being taken. So we'll just try to get out of here before those anti-aircraft guns chew us up. Holy cow, they're long range. Jeez. Let's see what we have coming in here. Yak 1M, I think is what that is. And we got a multi-roll, a tornado coming in. Gotta watch those 20mm cannons on that. That tornado can be vicious. Ugh. Well. Okay. So we'll come in here to the airfield and then head to the command center and center map. So we have a ground attack aircraft coming in down here. And we are the perfect weapon to deal with that. And that's the aircraft that had shot us down. Always nice to return the favor. Always feels good. And there we have our human player in a P-51. So we'll target it first. Yeah, do not fly straight at a Yak 9U in a P-51. Not a good idea. Wow! Holy
Victory is
mackerel.
ours. We're waiting for your return.
Wow. I'm glad you guys are able to see that. Alright, so Flying Raider Badge, Winged Legend, Conqueror, Subjugator, Effective Fire, Hat Trick, Flying Start, rank 1 on the team, and 4 chevrons on our grade rank. Could not have been a more successful sortie for this aircraft to show its stuff. Okay, so 14 kills, aerial kills, over 4,300 in damaged aerial targets. Also assisted in 3 aerial kills. Captured 3 sectors. Got the Avenger accolade twice. We were shot down twice, and apparently we shot down both aircraft that shot us down. So, you know, you've got to give back. I've always said that. Alright, so over 14,000 in combat points. And just a very successful sortie for this aircraft. That cannon, that 45mm cannon, very strong. Sometimes able to one-shot targets. Pretty remarkable. So folks, that is the Yak 9U, and I hope that you have really enjoyed this video. I certainly have enjoyed making it for you. And if you get an opportunity to fly the Yak 9U, I hope you have great success in it.